All right, welcome back. This is M-Dog Gaming, and unlike the last deck we examined with the new expansion, we were taking a look at the Jade Druid deck, and that's a deck that I've played a good bit with in the past 24 hours. However, we're going to try a deck that we've never played with. So you've seen, if you've been playing on ladder, that there are suddenly pirate warriors everywhere. Well, this is a new deck involving pirates that is starting to show up, and it is the pirate Paladin deck. Now, I can't tell you that I know what playing this deck is like because I've not played it yet. So this will be a first look. If it ends up being a good deck or a deck that we adjust and actually play with a good bit, then I'll try to do a follow-up video and talk more about the ins and outs. But I thought we would just do a first play video. First time I've ever played with this deck, and I have I've seen a deck similar to this, not exactly like it, but somewhat similar on ladder one time, so I don't think it's being played a lot yet. But the deck looks interesting. It's obviously, just like the Warrior Pirate deck, going to be a deck where you're focusing on taking down your opponent as quickly as possible. It's a very aggressive deck. The Outfitter seems like a pretty good early card. Corsair is strong, we just didn't draw any weapons. So we'll keep these for turn 1 and 2, and we'll go from there. I think for Sir Finley, probably what you're looking for is... Ooh, maybe you play Smugglers 1 and Sir Finley turn 1?
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
That seems pretty solid, right? Now, healing doesn't make sense. Life tap might make sense, though. We don't want to armor, we don't want to heal, right? We would rather have gotten either the Hunter's hero ability. If not Hunter, then either Mage or Druid, or even Rogue, but I would say those would be the ones you'd want. Unfortunate that we didn't get this out first. We're going to go ahead and play a minion here. That'll affect 2 minions, but it's still worth playing, right? I think so. So...
The end is coming!
Alright, we need to be able to kill this. Alright, we cannot kill it, can we? Oh, this has charge. 2, 4, 6.
I'm in charge now.
Okay, we can kill it. Okay.
Ah, too bad! Burn!
Alright. If that had successfully wiped our board, I'm not sure we would have recovered. But here we are. Alright. Okay, that's a pretty good counter to what we've got going on. I think we just turn that into a 3/3 and trade.
None may steal our secrets.
Ah, too bad! Burn!
So we are starting to do a little damage. We've definitely got board control, but this is a mage, so he can take away board control pretty quickly. An 8/8 Ford ring. It's pretty solid. He is still smorking us. So we don't have any divine shield. I think we tap here. We still play it, I guess. We have to play something, right? Yeah, I think so.
Not in my house.
Okay. He's had that since the very beginning of the game.
The makers.
So it looks like he has stabilized.
None may steal our secrets.
I cannot do that.
And we're just hoping he doesn't have Flame Strike here. We got 9 bit damage represented on the board. That'll be a true silver target most likely. And that was a good pickup.
Not in my house.
Okay, so he needs 3 damage to not take that 6 damage. And so you sort of see how this deck works. It seems like a pretty fun deck. Ooh, Fireland's Portal is solid. We got pretty fortunate on the draw he got there. So we can do 7, 9 damage this turn, but I think we go ahead and play Tyrion.
Put your faith in the
Not
light.
in my house.
We will trade. See if he has Polymorph. We still have, even if he can deal with this, we have lethal from the weapon. Unless he polymorphs. If he polymorphs, we're going back to the well here. So he's, looks like a little bit of a desperation play, I would say.
Glory to the Sindora.
Not in
Let's see what this
my
is.
house.
Don't worry, love.
I'm afraid to tap.
Don't test me, child.
Okay. So let's see if he has a second spell block or if he can actually burn us down. I mean, 12 damage with 10 mana is not unheard of. So I'm looking like a Flame Strike, I'm guessing. No? Yeah, still could be Flame Strike. Nope, Blizzard, okay. Alright.
Well played. Burn.
Alright. That's a pretty good Paladin deck. If you're wanting to play Pirates, but don't want to play Warrior like all the other Pirates are, seems like that's a pretty good option. So let's go back to the deck and just kind of look over it and see what we've got. A lot of this is buffing the minions. So first of all, Patches is a legendary. And I did open that, we opened a few packs with the pre-order of the expansion and we happened to get Patches. I don't think I would have crafted Patches just for this deck, but we opened him, so we're using him. It's good because early on, I don't know that I like it in decks that don't buff minions, but in decks like this where minions can be buffed and Divine Shield can be placed on minions, then yeah, I think it's worthwhile having in the deck. Sir Finley obviously does some extra damage. Small Time Buccaneers, we have so many weapons in this deck that he's often going to have the +2 attack. Smuggler's Run, as we saw, if you have it early or when there's a few cards in hand, that can be pretty good buffing your minions. Things like the South Sea Deckhand can have charge as a 3/2 for 1 mana because of Smuggler's Run. Ooze is worthwhile. There's so many weapons in the meta right now with Paladin warrior. I'm sorry, with Pirate Warriors, with still a lot of mid-range shamans that are going to show up. So having 1 Ooze is worthwhile. Here's the first of many weapons. I think we run 5 weapons in this deck. 1 Argent Lance, the Blood Cell Raiders, which again go well with your weapons. Here's another buff your minions in your hand card. We got to play this last game, Grime Street Outfitter. Another minion with charge, Divine Favor for card draw. So if you don't get the Warlock hero ability like we did in that last match, you at least do have a way of not getting completely stuck in with a dead hand or an empty hand. 2 more weapons, Rallying Blades ×2, and this is going to play off of Divine Shield. Dread Corsair, 1 less per attack your weapon, so you can play this for free sometimes, certainly for very cheap, all the time. Keeper of Uldaman is your sort of your removal if you do run into a, let's say a druid plays an Ancient of War, at least you have a chance of getting through the big taunts. There's your last 2 weapons with True Silver Champion, Leroy Jenkins, 2 Argent Commanders, and Tyrion Fordring. So let's look at our Divine Shield minions. We have Fordring, 2 Argent Commanders, 2 Horse Riders, so that's 5. And that's it. And the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm trying to get a sense of how often Rallying Blade is actually going to buff your Divine Shield minions. I'm wondering as this deck gets refined, if that's something that would change, either adding more Divine Shield or maybe doing a one-off Rallying Blade. I don't know. Anyway, so that was the Paladin Pirate deck. Let's run another one and see how it goes. Looks like we did get Smuggler's Run again, which is good.
Liadrin versus Malfurion.
So this will be against the Jade Golems most likely, so
My hammer burns with holy fire.
gain the attack equal attack your weapon. It's just slow. Like, I don't think we want that slow of a start, right? Okay. So we have a turn 1 play. We need to draw a turn 2 play. We don't really want to play this turn 2, but we will if we have to. Okay. We'll play this. Gotta play something. Oh, already in turn, so we missed an attack there. Forgot about him coming out. That is so funny, the way he comes out. That'll get wrathed.
Skyland lover.
Burn.
Might play this and then this next turn.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Okay. 6, 9. I think the goal here is to rush him down, right? It's not like he has super favorable trades anyway.
Skyland lover.
Burn.
Alright, so we need to add this up. We can go with, so that would be 3, 6. He'd be down to 9. Play that for free. I think we do this first, though.
They happen, you know?
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's
We don't need too much more damage to get through. He's got to be thinking about Feral Rage here, and there it is. He'll probably also armor again. Now, how does he trade them? He can clear everything if he so desires. Which you would think he would want to do that.
time waits for no one. Blood and brother reporting for duty.
Okay. We've got 11 damage next turn, but a little more than that over the next 2 turns. Unfortunately, he's still going to be able to oh, that's a slower play than I was expecting from him. Okay, he does have Innervate. He's got 8 mana next turn. He has to double trade into it. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 8, 12. We're 1 off.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Bulldozer!
Reporting for duty. Giddy up!
Burn.
I kind of expect a taunt to come here. Probably an Ancient of War. Fortunately, if he does play that, that's probably the only thing he can play. And Leroy can be our finisher if he doesn't play that. There's a lot of things we could draw into that would help us as well. So if he does play Ancient of War, I don't really know how we... He doesn't have coins, so it looks like he's not playing that. Is he going to take that damage? Oh, swipe, I gotcha. So it looks like we're going to do it, right? Oh, this is the Arcane Giant version of this deck. So, in my opinion, this deck is a little slower because of the Arcane Giants, which... I don't know. I just think that makes the deck a little too slow, but I'd have to play with it more to see that for sure. Alright, so there is the second win in a row with the Pirate Paladins. Alright, I think that will do it for now on this deck, and we'll maybe come back to it again with a future video once we get more comfortable with it and really take it through its paces and see what it's capable of, especially in higher ranks. I mean, we're just starting this season, so we're pretty low. Just in terms of a looking forward, probably the next video we'll be to look at the Jade Rogue, see how it's doing as the meta starts the early stages of settling in 24 hours later. And then we also do want to take a look at Priest. We've got the new Dragon Priest deck that's coming together, and then Reno Priest, which is all kinds of fascinating, but very complicated and needs a lot of refining. I put this deck together last night, and it needs a lot of help. So, anyway, but thanks as always for watching. Regular Jade Druid deck, which is just not quite as slow. I think if anything, you want to speed this deck up, and I think as this deck, you don't want to innervate anything out right here. Not sure that we're getting a lot of his. All right, and let's go ahead and do this. So we have lethal with Azure Drake. And I'll be curious to see kind of how things play out with the meta, but I'm not sure that at least at this point I quite understand going with Elise. Even Ragnaros feels a little slow and unnecessary in the Jade deck, but I don't know, I could be proven wrong. Anyway, I think that will do it at least. Okay, let's create our newest YouTube video here. Video manager. And let's go to create a highlight. Let's do a start time of like here. Nope, here. Nope, here. Yep, right around 46:10. Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog Gaming, and how it's doing as the meta starts the early stages of settling in 24 hours later. And then we also do want to take a look at Priest. We've got the new Dragon Priest deck that's coming together, and then Reno Priest, which is all kinds of fascinating, but very complicated and needs a lot of refining. I put this deck together last night, and it needs a lot of help. So, anyway, but thanks as always for watching.